Welcome everyone to the Everything Show, episode 711, lucky 711. I am your host, Matrix Explorer 212, and I am with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Get out the Slurpees, everybody.
That's right. What's up, Ray?
Give it up for my man, the Punisher.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So what do we have?
Well, this one sucks. This one really sucks right now.
Oh, no.
We got that poster for the rebooted Ben 10 series today,
Yeah, I saw that.
and Chris is not happy.
Yeah, I saw that. Neither is my son, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no. I mean, maybe people don't know, and probably gonna think I'm weird for this, but my favorite hero is Ben 10,000. I am a huge Ben 10,000 fan. I love the concept. I love the idea of his powers and what he can do. I like all of the different alternate versions of Ben 10,000. I think he's a good character. The original one is my favorite, the original Ben 10,000 from the first Ben 10 series.
Mm-hmm.
I was desperately hoping that somehow the next Ben 10 series would be after Omniverse and it would be about Ben 10,000. Unfortunately, that's not happening. We've actually taken steps backwards from Ben 10,000 because now Ben is 10 again, 10 years old again. He's back to having just 10 aliens. He's got this weird new animation style, which I'm not too upset with, but they redesigned some of the aliens, and some of the things that they did just don't make sense to me. It just looks weird.
So, Chris, for someone that has no clue who Ben 10 is, and I do apologize that I don't, but it is my kids, they love that.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between Ben 10,000 and the original Ben?
Okay. So in the original Ben 10 series, like, do you know what the basic story is?
I've seen a couple episodes. I'm not really.
Same
Okay.
meal.
Yeah.
Okay. So the basic story in a nutshell is, kid goes on a road trip with his grandfather and his cousin. While they're doing this, above the Earth, these two alien ships are basically firing on each other. One of the ships is carrying a very, very precious cargo. The other ship that's attacking them is being led by this warlord named Vilgax, who he kind of looks like Cthulhu almost. He's after this precious cargo.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ship that's carrying the cargo gets damaged very heavily, ejects the cargo, it goes to Earth. It was sent to Earth by the pilots of the ship, which they're of course aliens, obviously. Vilgax's ship is basically destroyed. Vilgax is critically injured. He's out for most of the series. The cargo crash lands on Earth in a forest where Ben and his cousin and grandfather are staying for the night. As Ben's in the forest, he sees the shooting star. He thinks it's a shooting star. It's actually this cargo, and it makes like a crazy right turn, like right for him. Crash lands, and it's like a satellite. Satellite opens up, and in it is this thing called the Omnitrix. So he goes and he reaches out to touch it, and it jumps up and it attaches itself to his left wrist. Basically, the whole point of the Omnitrix is it has the DNA of every sapient species in, they say the galaxy, but later on they're revealed to be the universe. And it allows him to transform into these alien species for a limited amount of time. And that's basically the whole story. Ben 10,000 is an episode that was later on in the show. It's literally called Ben 10,000, where Ben and Gwen, his cousin, get taken to the future. And Ben is a well-known hero now around the world. He saved the world many times. He fights threats both from Earth and from space. The reason he's called Ben 10,000 is because the Omnitrix just doesn't have 10 aliens in it. It has over 1 billion different things that he can turn into. Up until this point, it's revealed that he has about 10,000 things he can transform into. The reason I like Ben 10,000 so much is because the original Ben can only stay as an alien for 10 minutes. but Ben 10,000 can stay as an alien form for however long he wants.
Ooh.
Wow.
So much, and he's got such a control over the Omnitrix that instead of actually using the dials on the Omnitrix to transform, he can transform just by thinking.
Oh, wow.
The reason I like him so much is because he's really interesting to me because they never revealed, but something really terrible happened when he was younger, to the point where he never turns back into his human form.
Oh.
Ever. He always stays as an alien form.
Oh.
And then in the episode, when he's talking with his younger self is like, there's an importance in turning back into your human form because that's what you are. That's what you really are. And basically at the end of the episode, he decides, I have to, because that's just who I am. And it's a great episode. I really like it. And there's different versions of Ben 10,000 as the series go on. They come from like an alternate future or something. I always thought he was a really great character.
Right.
But now we're probably never going to see him again.
And that ended abruptly, or
no? Well, the thing about Omniverse, Ben 10 Omniverse is my favorite version of Ben 10 because it dives into the lore of Ben 10, the stuff that they were afraid of touching before. They did everything, and it went really well. The show ends basically with Ben taking down this time-traveling alien thing that was voiced by Mark Hamill, which was really good.
Wow.
He did a really good voice. And there's a really great scene where this guy is his whole goal was to replace our universe by creating another universe within our universe that would basically tear ours apart.
Right.
And he would have control over it. Ben stops him by taking the energy that he was going to use in this quote-unquote Big Bang, and he sends it back at him and destroys him. And the aliens that built this device that will allow the villain to create another universe, they say, do you want to see how a universe is created? And this inspires Ben so much after he sees it. He's like, I want to travel our universe and see everything. Like how wonderful it is and whatnot. That's how it ended. They were like, we're going to go travel the universe now.
So he's going to travel in his universe.
Yeah, but now they're not doing that. They rebooted it. They're like, oh, we can't do it. Sorry.
So that doesn't happen?
No. And what was really great, I don't mean to like take up the whole cast, but like
Right.
what was really great about the ending was there's a running gag throughout the show that whenever, like almost every time Ben selects an alien that he wants to transform into, the Omnitrix will turn him into something else. So like he'll say, oh, I want to become Forearms. He'll turn into like gray matter or something.
Okay.
At the end, the very last episode, they finally explain why that happens. And it was a really simple and really good explanation. They're just like, the Omnitrix isn't stupid. It knows what's going on around it. It's turning you into the things it knows you need to turn into.
Okay.
And he's like, oh yeah, I guess I should. He basically has a grow up moment here, and he's like, maybe I should start thinking about the things I do before I do them.
Right.
Like before And I was like, that's a really good, I like that. No, we're rebooting the show.
It happens, man. It happens. They ruin shit.
It pisses me off.
All I had to do was see that picture, and I'm like, oh, forget it. I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, you're going to be pissed. I knew it. So.
I mean, the
that's what you
theme
were
of the
talking
show.
about. That's what you were talking about when you said that it's getting kiddie-ish.
Yeah.
Like the Cartoon Network wants it kiddie-ish.
Yeah. Like the whole there's a running thing in the show that the Omnitrix is naturally green and black. The energy in it is green. It has black casing around it. So Ben's aliens they're usually dressed in like black and green or black and white.
Right.
And now they've got a whole bunch of different colors.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a nitpick, but I'm like, why are you changing that? Like, who sat down and was like, we got to get rid of the consistency here? I don't understand that.
They took a leaf out of Moffat's book.
And now they're doing a Justice League show. I don't know if it's on Cartoon Network, but I saw the poster for that, and it looks like the exact same thing. They got like Kid Batman and Kid Superman and Kid Wonder Woman, and they're like, oh no, they're actually adults. They just look like that.
Ew.
What?
They do such screwed up stuff. I gotta tell you. All right. What else do we have?
Oh, we brought this up yesterday. It was
Okay.
the Kong Skull Island news that
Right.
Kong's going to be 100 feet tall.
Right.
I wanted to get your opinion on that because I don't think we really covered it too much yesterday.
I really have a problem if he's 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
And Godzilla is like 400 feet tall, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That, to me, like I was saying, this is Kong, and then this is Godzilla.
Yeah.
So you could just step on him. I mean, like, I don't understand. It's like the whole eye thing. I think that they really don't think things through, and then they're like, crap. What do we do?
Well, one theory, a theory that's going around is that this is a younger Kong, and that by the time Godzilla vs. Kong comes around, he grows.
Oh, God.
I don't think that makes much sense.
No. What are they going to make it like dog years? Like a dog ages 7 years, he's going to age, so he's going to grow that fast in a year or two?
Yeah, I don't really understand that, and I'm starting to really get worried that they said, hey, King Kong and Godzilla, we have both of them, let's make them fight. And then it was like, oh, wait, how are we going to do that?
Well, I actually feel that they were doing Kong Skull Island before they came up with the idea, let's have King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah,
and
they
was
were,
set, and then it's like, oh, let's do that, and then they don't realize, oh, now what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly think that, it is what it is. If you're gonna bring back King Kong, okay, you shouldn't have the mentality of let's just do one movie and it's okay, whatever. No, you always want to make the product so good that people want more. So you can make a franchise out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because I mean, growing up, I got to tell you, there was a King Kong movie. Then in the 70s, I guess the 80s, there was a King Kong movie. There was like decades, and there was King Kong. Let's just go. I mean, I don't understand why you keep remaking it. Like, just make it like Godzilla movies. What was the big deal? I never understood that. Like, I mean, they had other things too. They had I guess it was Toho or somebody. They did the Mecha Kong.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, that was weird. Like, I don't know. I guess everybody had the rights to do King Kong, I guess, at one point. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's dream is to see King Kong versus Godzilla. But Godzilla's not established. And King Kong's not established in this universe. And now you want to have them fight. I mean, again, Godzilla 1, 2, and 3, and then King Kong versus Godzilla, good. But you're talking about it when there's only one Godzilla movie out and one Kong movie out. And it's kind of hard to picture that.
Well, by the time that comes out, there will be 2 Godzilla movies.
You would think it is, but the guy left and it's delayed.
No, it's not. They only delayed it a month or two. Not a month or two. They delayed it a year before Kong and Godzilla fight. So they're still planning on doing 2 before
2020
versus Godzilla. Yeah. Because Godzilla 2 is supposed to come out in 2019, and then Godzilla vs. Kong in 2020.
Okay. And this whole Toho thing will change the dynamic as well.
That's why that's why I really think Shin Gojira needs to do well. Because I think they're going to do it no matter what.
How could it do well?
Yeah, I know.
No, I mean,
you're right. No, I agree. You're right.
You don't release it everywhere.
Yeah.
So, common sense, it's not going to do well. Like, if I have a choice, and I want everybody in Staten Island to, let's say, see the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what about the rest of the world? Like, you got to be ridiculous. I mean, you're just gonna have it in China, and you're not gonna. I mean, with Japan, you're gonna have it in Japan, and you're not gonna have it anywhere else. Like, you basically sell the toys here. You brought the culture up here. People love it here too. Okay, just like, all right, I understand it was created there, right? It's like Doctor Who. If all of a sudden they told us, yeah, by the way, screw the Americans, it's only a UK thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'd be like, what the F, right? So, no, you can't do that. You can't give us something and then take it away from us.
Like you were saying, Joe, people like your age and whatever grew up with it. That's all you've known. Now you're just taking it away, and it's like
we're okay to buy our money, like give our money and buy your product, and basically finance your company, like by spending hundreds and thousands of dollars in products. But we're not good enough to see the movie.
I think you what they're saying.
I gotta say, I'm pretty insulted. And I'm not saying I'm better than any Godzilla fan, but I've seen everything. I just about have everything. I may not have everything on DVD because, of course, the loophole is 1985 is not on DVD, but I have them on VHS too. I bought tons of the toys. I had them shipped from far away. I mean, I bought the plush toys. Growing up all the time, I'm a huge fan, and so are you. And I feel that they were crapped all over us. Like, how dare you? How dare you not let us see it? So how do you think we'll feel if we can't see this movie? You think we're going to be happy about that? You should be worried if we're not happy about it because you're basically giving us the finger. Yeah. And then you expect the movie to do well.
And let me I want to emphasize this too, right? Normally, I wouldn't be on the same page because I'd be like, well, they've done this with Godzilla movies beforehand. But you want to know why I agree with you 100%?
Was it because it's their last chance?
No.
Well,
they put out 2014. That reinvigorated the market for Godzilla. Then Toho comes out and says we're doing another one. Of course people all over the world are going to see it. Godzilla 2014 did well all over the world. Now these people are like, oh yeah, I want to see some more Godzilla. And Japan's going, sorry. Sorry, guys.
You don't deserve it.
we're making it here. You'll get it on DVD sometime.
Probably about 4 years' time.
And I'm sitting here, and that's why I 100% agree with you, Joe. You can't tell me that there was no way that they could put this out somewhere else. Limited release, I would have been fine with.
And then we're hearing, where's the teaser?
And we get blatantly lied to by the friggin' company. Oh, yeah, we're working on it. And then they're like, they're not even tied to it.
It's like the merchandise. They only started showing that a month ago.
And that's the thing, Joe. You said that too. Bandai America has the rights to sell Shin Gojira merchandise over here. So aren't people going to be walking around like, what Godzilla is that?
Yeah, how about it's going to be clearance?
Yeah.
In Toys R Us and all these other places because people don't know what the F it is. Because it's like, you want to have this big secret with one of the most popular creatures known to man, and you want to be like a little boys club. Like, oh, it's ours, only we can say, okay, guess what? When your movie fails, then you know what we say. We basically give the finger. Basically.
Yeah, it's basically like well, can I say? It's like an all-exclusive club, isn't it? Really, you're like, oh, we're all VIP though, where you can't have it, and you're like, yeah, really.
Well, basically, the fans, the consumer, right? The consumer drives the market. Okay.
Yeah.
If you cannot control the consumer, you cannot trick the consumer. The consumer will bite you on the you-know-what and send you packing. The consumer will destroy companies. So you can't tease us because you know what it is? It's like not feeding a dog for 7 days. If you saw what happened in Game of Thrones, don't start eating people, right? So
Mm.
it's like you can't
Like
do
what can you
that to
do?
us fans because the fans will rebel. They will. I don't care. You have no respect for your fan base.
And then there's going to be, I know that there's going to be the argument where people are like, well, how come you sound so entitled? Listen, we wouldn't be saying this if they didn't come out and say ours is going to be the best. When you come out and say that, it's like, all right, show us. No, I'm sorry, you can't see it. What do you mean?
And listen, I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate everybody who watched the videos. I know I lost a couple of subscribers because of what we talked about on Shin Gojira. I understand, but I'm not gonna create a false opinion worrying about subscribers. If I don't like something, I'm gonna tell it like it is. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but you left, okay. But you know what? And we had some people that were kind of critical of us, remember?
Mm-hmm.
They were like trying to prove to us, like beyond a shadow of a doubt, for like weeks on end, like showing us this nonsense. No. How dare you give us a teaser where people are running and you don't see what it is? How dare you take a design from Godzilla vs. Destroyer, and this is not a stupid like generation, okay? You could have Godzilla look the same in the 80s, okay? Maybe in the 90s. But that specific design with the fire and the burning from Destroyer, you can't use that now because it's like laziness. I'm sorry, but that is not the best Godzilla I've ever seen, that design. It looks rushed. It looks like someone that... And mind you, the guy is one of the greatest designers, but you know what? What's his name was a great actor. The guy that plays like the Agent Smith, and he played the guy from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Yeah, Hugo Weaving is a great actor, but guess what? He's the worst Red Skull I've ever seen. And, he didn't really care about the Megatron, the voice. He was like, oh, it's a job, Didn't really take it seriously. So, to me, just because you're the best, that doesn't mean crap. He wasn't great with Godzilla. It was horrible design, horrible. And this is a different age. We've seen every type of movie you can think of, every type of thing. How many times are you going to have Godzilla destroy the city with different military guys going after you? It's boring. I understand it's like the 54, and I understand it's like 80, but nobody wants to see that, really. I don't think, Chris. I mean, it's like when Star Trek went into Enterprise. And they had a grappling hook instead of a tractor beam. Yeah. And then the ship is wait a minute. The whole concept of Star Trek is to have future technology that's wooing us. And it's like, oh my God. And now you're going backwards with crappy technology. Nobody wants to see that. So that's the whole point. That got canceled. That failed. Don't want to see that. Godzilla. All right, he crushes a tank. All right, he burns a helicopter. All right, okay, and people are running and they have this laser thing that zaps them, all right? I've seen it before. You got to do a little more for us.
Oh, I agree. I do.
It's like you were saying as well, Chris. They probably wrote in that book, which cost like $90 well, otherwise they didn't release it over in America and
I agree. The thing that really pissed me off was that company that said, "Oh yeah, we're trying to get it over here," and then it was like, "No, they're not."
But we know the ending. Either it's not going to be that Godzilla destroys everybody because they got to be people alive.
Yeah.
So either they kill him.
Yeah.
Or he just walks off into the water, and they look at him and they're like, "Oh, we survived this battle. I can't believe it, but we did. But why are you so happy? He's going to come back. We got to prepare for the worst." And it's just like, you're like, when will he return? We don't know, but will we be ready? And it's like, and they go, duh, and then they show the stupid logo, and they show Godzilla like walk, or maybe he'll growl, whatever. And it's the same thing. It's like, I mean,
unless they've done the greatest job hiding another monster.
I'm telling you, there's another monster in it. There's gotta be. Chris,
There has to. That's the only explanation I can come up with as to why they haven't marketed this a lot. Because they can't. Because there's another monster.
Chris, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, there's 2 monsters in this.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was. I'd be happy if there was. Because what? This is my thing, right? 84. He did stuff. Like, he had a reason for why he was attacking. So did 54. I get that. But the thing was, like, 84 was basically the same reason that 54 attacked. So it was okay to do a reboot of that. Like that. Okay. Is this going to be the 3rd reboot of the same thing?
The Smog Monster is going to be in it. Hedorah.
I don't think he's going to be in it.
And what's his name is going to be in it? Gojira.
No, they're not going to do Ghidorah.
No?
No. I think they're either going to have a new monster or 2 new monsters, or it's going to be someone.
There's definitely. Well, you know what? They're probably going to do this. Probably like, all right, we're going to have 2 monsters, but we can have the 2 monsters are in Godzilla 2.
Yeah, right.
So,
they're not. Yeah.
So we got to do like Rodan, or we got to do like.
Well, Rodan's going to be in Godzilla 2 as well.
We got to do like Gigan, or Megalon, or I don't know.
I mean, this is my thing.
Mechagodzilla, possibly.
No, I don't think they're gonna do Mechagodzilla.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they have they built the robot? They saw him.
Because this is the first time he attacked.
Yeah.
Ever.
More times.
Like, this is supposed to be like ever he attacked.
More times of a new monster called Kidzilla.
Yeah. If he's gonna be in this movie alone, this is the task that they have.
He's not.
No, I'm saying theoretically, if he was, there's got to be a reason for why he's attacking. Like, he's got to be after something. He's got to be trying to stop humans from doing something. It can't just be we bombed him. He's pissed. He attacks. Because now you're gonna have a whole movie. I'm telling you, and this is what I'm afraid of. You're gonna have a whole movie of this guy walking through the city, and the military shooting him, and then realizing, oh, it's not working.
Right. Even if you involve the aliens, and the aliens come or something, or I know they're not going to have that for this movie, but there's got to be 2 monsters, at least.
There's got to be something. There's got to be something that happens in this movie that
well,
another monster is created by accident or found or wakes up or whatever.
I mean, could they do like a Space Godzilla type of thing? Like he broke off and something formed from him or something?
That's maybe.
Like Biollante?
It could be. I would love for them to say, like, well, we found his skin and we started testing it, and all of a sudden we accidentally created this thing, and that's why he's attacking. That could happen, and I hope it does. But as of right now, he's alone. And that's,
I gotta tell you right now that 2 monsters in it will change the dynamic.
Oh, absolutely, completely.
And 2 new monsters
would be great.
Would really change the dynamic. So we can only hope.
And you know, another thing I gotta know too, if there's 2 monsters in this movie, right, or if there's a monster in this movie, how's he gonna fight them?
His arms ain't short enough.
He can't move his arms. Like, he can't. He's gonna be there, and he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna headbutt you."
He's gonna like this. This is the way he looked, right? He's like
no, it's gonna be Godzilla
moving the thing like with.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's gonna be Godzilla use his tail whip.
Well, that's what he has to do, because there's got to be a reason for why his tail is so unimaginably long, which I like. I like the really long tail, but
they gotta have him falling apart.
Oh, I think they're going to,
and then reform.
You know what would really piss me off is if at the end of this movie one of these idiots is like, "Oh, look, we've got an oxygen destroyer."
Oh God!
And they kill him, and then that's it. I'm gonna be like, "Nope, sorry, nope, I'm done. I'm out. You did that already." It worked in the first one because, you know, that was the story. This one, what do you do now? We're going to have another series of unconnected Godzilla movies? I don't want that again. That was dumb in the Millennium series. Yes, it was dumb in the Millennium series. It would be dumb in a new series.
Right. I agree. What about you,
Godzilla
Rick?
movies work when they're connected, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, man. The High series, right?
Yeah, and the Showa series too, because it was he went through one challenge, and in the next movie there was something else. But now when they're all unconnected, it's the first time he's ever fought a monster, and it's like, okay,
Right.
Yeah.
He must have fought more monsters more times than anything I can imagine.
yeah. I mean, in the Showa series, when Ghidorah came back 3 and 4 times, it was like, oh, he's back. Wow. In the Millennium series, when he showed up 2 times, they were completely unconnected, and it was like, oh, okay.
He's finding a new monster again. And you're
And
like,
one of
no,
them
we
is a
just
good
fought
guy,
him.
and the other one, he's on all 4s, and it's like, what happened?
Well, maybe Anguirus is the monster.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it could be Anguirus. I wouldn't
I
be
mean,
upset.
Anguirus is supposed to be his friend,
Yeah.
but right?
Originally, he was the first monster Godzilla ever fought, so it does make
Okay.
sense that in Godzilla Raids Again, that was the very first monster Godzilla ever fought. So
Right.
I'm okay with him fighting Anguirus.
Yeah.
I
I
just
gotta wait and see.
I just hope that, and if they do have 2 monsters in it, I hope it's not like Godzilla 1 and Godzilla 2. Like they're just Godzillas, but they just look a bit different.
Oh God, don't even do that.
Could you imagine?
That would be so
this
weird.
one's spines are a little bit bigger. Well, this one's tail is a bit shorter.
Can you
No.
imagine it's
Like
different
I was saying,
Godzillas?
Like I
Wow.
was saying, like Kidzilla and Zombie Godzilla.
Remember that thing that was put on Facebook when they showed all the Godzillas together?
Mm.
Yeah.
Imagine if they have
No.
something like that where he's fighting different Godzillas.
You know, it's funny that you brought that up because as soon as the size comparison for Kong came out, or the size for Kong came out, people pulled up that picture, and they looked. The smallest Godzilla is 64 feet taller than this Kong. And I was like, how the hell? What is going to happen in this movie? Are they going to inject him with like kaiju steroids?
He's going to be like Jet Jaguar. He's going to grow.
Oh.
That's what's going to happen.
Oh.
Something's going to happen. You're going to see like.
I hope he grows up. I hope
He's
that's the thing. I hope that's
He's gonna go to Bruce Banner and get some advice
You're
too.
going to see him grow like Jet Jaguar. That's basically what's going to happen.
Jet Jaguar. Maybe he's fighting Jet Jaguar and Shin Gojira.
No.
Could you imagine that? Jet Jaguar shows up?
Yeah. That'd be ridiculous.
No, it'll be like
Wasn't Jet Jaguar a takeoff for Ultraman?
Yeah.
They couldn't use Ultraman or something?
Somewhat, yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know if he was like a ripoff or anything, but I think he was heavily inspired or led to the inspiration for it.
Right.
I know that he was supposed to be in the movie by himself, and then they were like, this isn't going to work. Put
I
Godzilla
love
in there.
that movie, though. That's one of my favorites.
Versus Megalon?
Yeah, because I love it. Like he had the drill and stuff. I love that, and him teaming up with Gigan or whatever. I love that.
We got to see Gigan again.
Gigan.
Eventually.
Well, that's the way you say it, right, Gigan?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I used to call him Gigan when I was
Well, I
younger.
used to call him Magneto. I used to call him Magneto. They both call him both ways, actually. In the X-Men movie, they called him both ways.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but it's Magneto, but I know. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Magneto
I'd
tomorrow.
like to see maybe Titanosaurus as like a main villain.
oh,
I always saw Titanosaurus as like a scrub.
He is a scrub.
I'm like, I was kind of disappointed. It's like,
everybody.
Godzilla's like with Titanosaurus. I'm like, this guy sucks.
Did you know that Titanosaurus is like the most popular other monster other than
Get
Godzilla?
the F
It's
out.
ridiculous.
Get the F out.
I mean,
It
I like
sucks.
Titanosaurus' design, but like I don't.
God, I hated the smog monster.
Oh,
Hedorah,
Hedorah.
which before I even knew his name was Hedorah. But
Yeah.
I hated him because you know what happened? They used to get cheap after a while because they used to have to buy Godzilla to put it on TV.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they only could afford the smog monster after a while. So every time it was on, they always showed the smog monster. And that was like my least favorite one of like Godzilla's. I just hated that one. I don't know what it was. It was just
It's not a great movie. It's
I
actually
was
really
not
weird.
happy with that at all.
It's actually really weird.
Yeah. All right. I didn't even get to do the main podcast I wanted to do tonight. But maybe we will. You want to do one more?
Sure.
All right. We're going to do one more. All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.